I just wanted to show you my latest little recipe for a really nice snack or breakfast. It's for carrot muffins. They're full of really good fats, really good protein as well, so that's going to keep you really full for long. And they taste really nice, and they're very, very simple and quick to make. So great to make on a Sunday evening before the week, and you can keep them in the fridge. You can even freeze them if need be. And it makes about 12 of them, but I might make just 6 today just because. So the recipe is for 12, so you know to put less in each muffin cup. So all I've done so far is already shred up some carrots. So you've got about 1.5 cups of carrots, shredded carrots, and I make them quite small so that they don't get too, chunky in the mix. 3 eggs, organic preferably, a cup of ground almonds, which is about 100 grams, so it's one of those little packets, bicarbonate of sodium, and I'm going to put only about half a teaspoon because it's quite salty as well, so you need to be really careful with bicarbonate of sodium. Don't put much salt, if at all, with it. And some cinnamon, some vanilla extract, which is here, coconut flour. Coconut flour will be safe here, even though it's high fermentation, because it's there's not much of it in this recipe, so you'll be fine. And I've got some raw honey from sunny Brighton to sweeten the lot, and some chopped walnuts. You can put any nuts in there, but walnuts are really good, very high in omega-3, good for your brain, and good protein as well. So we're going to start by, I've turned on the oven to about 150 as well, and we're going to start mixing up the ground almonds, and I'll put the whole packet in there. So this is extra good fats and protein as well. The coconut flour is only a 1/4 cup, so if you see, it's only like a tablespoon roughly. So you're going to be fine with that. Even if you suffer from SIBO or fermentation or IBS that gives you problems with anything that ferments. So we're going to mix that already. So you mix just the 2 flours together a little bit, just for a second. Then I'm going to put just half a teaspoon of the bicarbonate of sodium. Not too much, yeah, but good generous half teaspoon, and really mix that so there's no bits stuck in your muffins, because it tends to cake up sometimes, the bicarbonate. So really mix it well with all of this, yeah, so you don't get any bits in there. Right, now we're going to put the cinnamon as well, cinnamon, which is 1 teaspoon. You can put less if you don't really like cinnamon, but I like cinnamon. Also, cinnamon is great for reducing your blood sugar if you get a bit of a high whenever you eat something sweet. Okay, so it's really good for blood sugar fluctuations. It balances things out very naturally. So mix that well, and it doesn't take too long. Okay, again, there's little bits of the bicarbonate of sodium, which is a bit annoying, but you just mash them up. Okay, so now we're going to mix up with the rest of the ingredients, which is the carrots. Doesn't really matter what order you mix everything in. I've already melted my coconut oil as well, and the coconut oil is about 2 tablespoons, yeah, so it's half a cup. No, 1/3 of a cup even, so it's even smaller than half a cup. And you melt it just very gently, don't cook it, so make sure you stop it when it's already melted, so it doesn't actually cook everything up when you mix it in. And then in there, because it's still very dry, we're going to put in the eggs to soften everything. So if you get big bits of carrot, obviously you don't want them in there. Even though they're going to cook, you don't want really to crunch on a carrot in there. Okay, so the eggs are going in next. And these you put straight in. You don't need to separate the white from the yellow, from the yolk. There you go. And the last one. And that's going to bring a lot of moisture to your mix. Okay, so if my lovely assistant can come and show you what it looks like. I'm going to put in also some vanilla extract. So the eggs obviously add some protein to the lot and binds all the flour together as well, so it stays nice and cake-like or muffin-like when you cook it. Okay, so it's quite wet as a mixture. It shouldn't be dry. So if it's a bit dry, it could be that you've shredded your carrots too thick. I did them the other day with a thick setting on the shredder, and it was a little bit too dry. So it's about 1 teaspoon of the vanilla extract, which would be very nice to add a bit of taste. And then we're going to mix in the walnut. Again, it doesn't really matter what order you put everything in. A 1/4 cup of honey. So I like this one because it's nice and runny, so it's nice and easy to pour in there. And yes, this is quite a bit of honey, but you're not going to eat these in one go. Yeah, this should last you at least a week. So, and again, because there's eggs and fresh ingredients in there, you really want to keep these in the fridge. You can always warm them up throughout the week if you want them nice and a bit softer and warm, or keep them in the freezer. There you go. So that's your 1/2 cup. This also makes them a little bit more soft. Look at that, lovely. So mix well so you don't get too many of the walnut bits stuck in one muffin, so that it's completely even in all the muffins. I think we've got everything. Let me just double check. Almond flour, yeah, I think we've got it all. And if your bicarbonate of sodium, if they don't rise too much, you can always put a little bit more bicarbonate of sodium, but they're not going to rise like normal muffins, which have a lot of baking powder and things like that. Okay, so this is the mixture you want. This is the way it looks before you pour it in the muffin cases. Right. Okay, now it's all nice and even. We're going to put about a tablespoon in each muffin case. A generous tablespoon. There you go. Oops, going everywhere. So you don't want to fill up all the way, but you can. Because like I said, it's not going to come up very, very high anyway, because we haven't got that much raising agent, but it does raise a little bit. And if it doesn't rise, it doesn't matter. It's still very nice as it is. Okay, I'm gonna have a bit more, so I'm gonna do it in 2 batches because I've only got a 6 muffin tray, but that's all right. You can always do this in 2 lots. Okay, and off we go. It's gonna go in the oven at 150 for how many minutes? It's gonna be 25 to 30 minutes, so keep an eye on it at 25 minutes just in case, and make sure after you've cooked them, after you've baked them, make sure you leave them to cool down, because they will be very soft and you might think, oh, it hasn't worked, but they will work. They will be very nice. You just need to let them cool down and even get completely cold if you want them firmer, or you can put them in the fridge after they've cooled down quite a lot. So enjoy, and I will see you soon with my next recipe. Goodbye.